Good morning. I'm your trainer today. So, Hashita, can we wait for some people to join? Yeah, can everyone hear me? Hello. Good. So, before starting, I just want to know how many people are aware of Python programming? You can raise your hands uh, so that I can be aware. So, Ram said he's not aware. What about remaining? Or you can message in the chat as well. I think only one person has replied on this. Remaining people who know Python programming or don't know the Python. I didn't see any responses. Okay, it's fine. So initially, what I will do is I will try to uh, go to Python programming. What is Python programming? And I just explain you only the few basics that can be helpful to start the Azure AI. So let me share my screen. So able to see my screen, right, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So clearly understand. So however you are know the language of C, uh, the same way we have to write the language of Python as well. It's mostly the syntaxes remain the same and simple. Wherever where we have some more languages Java and C++, where the syntaxes will be quite difficult and it will take some time to write. But in Python and C, it is very easy to write the code. It has good readability. We can remember the syntaxes easily and we can write it down well. So, like Python supports both programming. One is procedural oriented programming and object oriented programming. So, procedure oriented programming is nothing but we'll have only functions in the code. Okay, the functions will define like this. Function is called A, and we'll have some print of some text. Hello, and we have one more function B, and we have, you can say RAM. And outside the functions as well, we can have any other statements, and we can execute the functions by calling that functions directly. So what I'm doing is I have created my function. So function is something, it tries to execute some functionality that are present within the function. So within the function, I have one block of line. This gets executed whenever I call this function directly. So the same thing happens like when you see in C++ or Java, and also in like C. The same thing we do in Python as well. And here also we have the function called b function, and then have a one block statement called ram. Okay, and outside the function also I'm printing something. Okay, so this is one of the example of procedure oriented programming. Okay, so when I try to execute this entire code, let me run it. See, first this line got executed. So the function definitions never get executed. Only the lines which are outside of the function gets executed first. So the first line which is outside of our function. So good morning got printed, and then the first function called a got called. Okay. So we got the print value of hello and run, and then we have a b function which got called next, and we have the value ram. So this is one of the example of procedure oriented programming. Okay. So here we can write down anything where we never use any classes over here. We just write down simply the functions, and we call them, or any other logic we can write without any use of classes. This is the procedure oriented programming. Okay. So when it comes to object oriented programming, we will have a class, and within that class we'll try to write down all the functions. So what is a class is nothing but a class is a collection of all the functions. So whatever functions we have written in the procedure oriented programming, the same functions we can write down, but the structure will be different. Okay. And I have the other function def b, and I can write it down. And in classes everywhere there is a self operator. So self operator is nothing but we are it is trying to refer this object name in the self whenever we are calling this. So let me, so whenever we are want do you if you want to run the classes, definitely let me change the class name. Yeah, whenever you want to call this class name, we have to call the class name like this, and we need to instantiate the object in some variable. Okay, it's a class name, it's some variable. So this is how we call the class name. So within those class names, we have the functions a and b. To call them, just simply use this variable class name dot a. That's it. And if you want to call the second class name, you have to call the second class name like this. So whenever we are trying to use this method, what it is doing is like it is trying to instantiate this method. That means it is trying to create some memory in the RAM. Okay, so that this all the data will be present in the RAM, and it get executed whenever we are trying to call this class names along with the functions. Okay, when we try to execute this, so we got the output. First, we have initiated the class so that the memory get created in the RAM, and then we are trying to call the method A and method B by using the class name. Okay, that means this initiated object. So on basis on that, we'll get hello value and RAM value. Okay. So everything is clear till now, right? Or if you have any queries, you can free to ask. There is no objections. So I will take it as no doubts.
Sorry. So what is the reason of these two methods? Like why will you use this method orientation and why will you use that method?
Yeah. So one thing is like the use of this method is like it helps us to have a better readability. Okay. Suppose let's say let's take a function called we can take a details called employee. Okay. So what details will come under employee? It will be employee name. You will get employee salary. Okay. And then like this we can create one more class called company. And then in the company what you'll get some company name. Okay. Within that you may have any other value, and we'll have company address, and within that we can have any other value. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to separate out the categories. So employee is a different category, whereas company is a different category. So that in the class company we'll only have the details about company, only the functionality about the company, whereas in the employee we will only have the details or functionality about the employee. So like this, whenever you go through someone's code, it is very easy for you to understand, yes, this is the employees, it is the employee class name that indicates like this class will contain only employee functions. Okay, this is the company class, so this class will only contain the company's like company functions. So on basis on that, it is very easy for you to read the code, to go through the code, to understand the code and see what things they are written. Okay. Let us take the other example called procedure oriented programming. So I'll completely remove the class names. So you'll take employee name and keep somewhere in between companies. Okay. So when you see this code, it's a combination of company names, it's a combination of company details and employee details. So you can never categorize this that much easily. When you have like 10 or like 20 functions, it's very difficult for you to understand what kind of functions are belongs to which category, other category. So if you see directly like this, you cannot differentiate that much. When you have like, for now we have four functions, it is easy. But in future, like you'll have 10 to 20 functions. At that time, it is very difficult to compare and categorize them, which category those functions will belongs to, and it doesn't have a better readability. Okay, so because of that, we have this object oriented programming. So we have the Python, procedure oriented programming, which I have written now. So definitely this object oriented programming will have a better benefit in terms of readability. But in terms of code execution, classes will have a organized storage in the RAM. Okay. Whereas for the functions, it will have irregular storage in the RAM. So that the function method, the class methodology, which is called object oriented programming, will run slightly faster than the procedure oriented programming. Okay, so this is the explanation. So you're clear, right?
Yes, sir. I'm clear. Yeah.
Yeah, good. So let us go to some of the syntaxes in Python so that we can quickly start the course. So in Python, so like in C, we have different type of integers. Like we have integers, we have, data types, sorry. We have different type of data types called integers. We'll have float values, and then we have string values, these things. Okay, so everywhere in the C language we have to declare like this: int a, float b, and string c. Okay, after that we have to define it. This is called declaration. Okay, we are telling the compiler that what type of data the a will get stored, what type of data will have the b will have, what type of data the c will have, like that will have. Okay, so after that we'll try to assign, that means define something. So integer means definitely I need to have a number here. Okay, if it is float, then definitely I need to have a float value here. If it is a string, I definitely have need to have some string value here. Okay, this is how we define. Okay, this is how we declare in C. So when comes to Python, Python automatically or dynamically like declare and define a value in a single line. So here we are taking two lines of code to declare and define, whereas in Python it will happen in a single line. So I will show you that as well. So suppose I'm taking a value. Okay, I'm printing out the, I'm just defining the value 3. The same thing I will use it, b and c. So I'll comment it out, all the things of the C language. So in Python we are automatically defining it, and we are automatically like declaring it. So both things we are doing for a single variable in a same line. So that is the benefit of Python. And in the internal Python compiler, it does know this is the string, this is a integer on basis of the value we are assigning it. So we are assigning the value 3 here. So the Python compiler automatically knows this a is a integer variable. Okay, this b is a float variable, this c is a string variable. So on basis on the value we are giving to the variable, it will know like the dynamic variability of the given variable. Okay, so let us print out what is the type. So here the type function will use to understand what type the a is, whether it's an integer or float or a string. Okay, we'll do it for some other as well. Print b and print type of c. Okay, we can see like the first print, it is having a type of integer. Okay, the second string b is having a type of float, and c is having a type of string. So automatically you're able to, like Python able to take the numbers or strings that is present in the variable and understand what type we are giving. On basis on that it is printing out. So this much easy the Python is like. Okay, sometimes only single line is enough to write the code. Okay, to write any functionality, that where in C language we have to write multiple lines or 3 to 5 lines, where in a single line we can execute everything in Python. That kind of logics we can create in Python. So these are some of the data types like float and string and integer. I will also help you to understand the collections quickly. So we have the collection class. So what are the collection is nothing but is a collection is, it's a collection of all the strings and and integers, or it's a collection of float values or strings. It can be anything. So there are different type of collections. So collections are nothing but this is one of the data type in Python. Okay. So one of the collection is list, and the other collection is tuple. So you can say dictionary. The other collection is, we have tuple and we have set. Okay, so today I will only explain about list and dictionary where we can use them further in our classes. So double and set, we can refer these things later. As I told you, collection is also a data type. Okay, so however you are having a value like a is equal 3, the same thing, a list is also having a collection of values. Here we will have only one value. A is equal 3 means we can only declare and define only one value there. If we want to like declare and define many values, during that time, we will have this collection concept in place. Okay, one of the example, like let's take list one. Okay, I'm talking about list here. So how we define and declare is like it's same like an array. Okay. So we have 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. Okay. And let us try to print and understand what is the type of the variable list one. So it is showing the class list. That means the type of this variable list one is list. Okay. So we have number of values present in the list. Okay, unlike like the other variable a is equal 3 where we can only declare or define only a single value, or it can or in any other variables, but in collections we can have any other value, many values at the same time. Okay, so to this list, let me print this list one, and we get the values here 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. And what we can do to I mean to do with this list is like we can add some value or we can remove some value to the list. This type of operations also we can do with the list. Okay, for adding the value we have a method called append. Okay, so I will add some value called 5. Okay, and then I will assign this list again to list 1. That means what are the list we are having here, we are trying to add some value and replacing that the same list again, so that we'll have a new list. So when I print the list one, second. I think it is taking some time to run. Let me copy everything. Hmm. So what I did is like I have tried to append some value. Append means adding some value to the list. I've added value called 5. So after printing it, I got 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5. So this is how you add some value. And for removing some value as well, like we can use the method called remove. Okay, I want to remove the value 2 here. Okay, again I'll try to print it. List 1. Yeah. So if you can see in the third output, the two value got removed. So this append is added is used to add some value to a list, and remove is used to remove some value from the list. Okay, this is how the basic like method is. The one of the basic collection is list value. I mean list variable, and we can have many other operations, like we have append, right? We have remove here, right? So we can also delete the entire list, okay, so that the list gets empty. So like this we have so many operations we can perform on the list, and also we can also iterate on the list, okay. So for in, it's like a simple language in C. The same I mean syntaxes will follow here as well. So I'm printing I, which means I'm iterating each and every value of the list, and I'm trying to print them. Let me comment out few lines of code here, so for better visibility. Yeah. So this is our list, and what I'm trying to do is like I'm trying to iterate the entire list here. So for I in list one, that means we'll have a list one variable first. From the list, every item goes into I. So first the item I one will go here, and then it will the one value will go inside, and we are printing I, which is nothing but one. And then we'll take the next value, which is called two, and 2 is going towards I. So I is having value 2, and it is printing the value 2 again. So like this all the items get iterated until the last end of the element. This is how it is done. Okay, this is about list, and we will have one more concept, dictionary. So dictionary, it is nothing but a key value pair. Okay, key value pair means we will have a key and a value. Okay, so let me write it down the syntax for dictionary. This is also one of the collection as a list. Okay, we'll have a value. This is called key. Okay, and the value comes here is like employee, and the other key is B. One second, and the value is company. So again, we can close this dictionary here. Think something wrong. Yeah. So A will be becomes key, and the employee becomes value. Okay, this is one variable, one element in the collection. Okay, this is one more element in the collection where I gave B and I gave company. So the dictionary will have this kind of braces. Okay, so for just print this dictionary as well. This is one kind of collection. Okay, we have keys and values. Let me remove this lists concept here or comment it down. Let me run it. Okay, we got a print of this list, entire list, when we do a print statement. And also we can access the values of this dictionary by using the same variable called dictionary and get. So if I want to get the value of B, okay, let me write the value of B here. So let me print this. I think I gave a wrong variable name here. Yeah. So when I try to get the access, like try to get the value of B, it is providing me the value like company. Okay. If I try to get the value of A, I'm getting the value employee. So whatever the value you want to get from the dictionary, you have to get on basis on the key. Okay, keys here is like A and B, and the values are like employee and the company. Okay, so to iterate this type of dictionaries, we can have key comma value uh, in we have a dictionary called dictionary1 dot items, and print the value of key comma value. Okay, so what I'm doing here, the same, the how I have did for list, I'm trying to iterate in the same way for the dictionary as well. So to iterate, definitely you have to use the method called items. Okay, dot items. So when you try to do that, then this a value and this, I mean, key value and the pair will get splitted into two variables. That's why I'm giving two variables here, key and value. Okay, instead of one. And for the other two, it does happen like key and value. So let me print out. So here in the print statement, we can see A and employee, B and company. Okay. So in this way, we can iterate each of the value in the dictionary as well. Okay, these are the some of the two collections which I want to discuss with you since you are not aware of Python programming. So with these basics, like we can go forward like on topics of Azure AI. So any doubts till now, like in terms of dictionary and list? So I'll take it as a no. Let me move forward. So our concepts our concepts is on today is like Azure AI. So you people are very interested to understand like how AI is working, like what can we do on artificial intelligence, and what how can we apply this AI in real time applications so that we can get some value from that. Okay, so me as a person, I have an experience of 6 years in Azure AI. So currently I'm working in one of the MNC company. Okay, so let's start with the like these are the some of the like concepts we are having in Azure AI. First is like introduction to AI, and we have understanding of machine learning, and we have the third concept called computer vision, and the other thing is like natural language processing. In some time we'll start this concept like what is natural language processing, and we have other concepts, document intelligence, where we try to load the documents like PDFs or any docs or any PPT files. So these kind of files we can read those by using this document intelligence methods. Okay, and generative AI, which is very new, which is working to the in the world like from past 1 to 2 years. So as you know, Chat GPT, right? So that is one of the example of generative AI. And also we have challenges and what are the responsibilities we have to follow when we develop any AI model. And we have the other knowledge check and summary. Okay, so we go to the main topics. This is how it will look like. We'll cover all the fundamentals here. What we have here about Azure AI fundamentals, and then we have Microsoft like computer vision, natural language processing, and we have document intelligence, generative AI. Okay, so these are the concepts of Azure AI. There are some more like I need to add them here so that we can have a complete set of a list over here. And as I told you, in the basics of, I mean, in the fundamentals, these are some of the concepts. Okay, so in order to start Azure AI, definitely we require Azure account. Okay, so for students, like it is free for them. You can sign up and do like I mean create an account so that we can start on this Azure AI. So like normally if you're someone like who got graduated and got passed out, you can sign up as a student, so that it is free for you. Okay, So I will also walk you through like how to create like this Microsoft Azure account if you have any queries in the next class, so that everyone can create this account. Okay. After that, we can make use of this Azure. So as you know, like Azure is nothing but cloud. So we have some of the cloud platforms are one is Azure and other is like Google Cloud, and one more thing is like from Amazon. Okay, Amazon Cloud Services. There are some other private services as well, but these three are more familiar. So which that's the reason like I'm addressing them. There are some other like Oceanica cloud platforms as well, so which are few people are aware on that. And so this is how the Azure cloud will look like. So this is the account they provide us to us, and then in that account we'll have so many services over here. Okay, so if you see here, AI plus machine learning. Okay, these are so many services: AI search, AI studio, computer vision, face APS, language, OpenAI, which is nothing but Chat GPT. So we can do so many things. So what is service? So service is nothing but service do some functionality. Okay, it has some functionality to perform some task. Okay, so suppose take a look of Azure AI Studio. So this help us to execute our AI code. Okay, this is Azure AI Machine Learning Studio. Yeah, both are same here. So when I open this service like Azure AI Studio, let me click on this. I think nothing is created. So whenever you want to create a studio, you need to click on this, and after that, there's one list to get formed. Okay, you have to click on that list, and then after that, we have this Azure AI Studio service ready for us. Okay, this happens for everywhere. Every service we have to create the instance. So how we created in Python, like the instance for a class, the same thing. Whenever you try to create some record, automatically an instance created for all the services. Okay, you can use the services on basis on this service. There is also some costing. So if you use Azure AI Studio for 1 hour, okay, then it takes like some costing, like it takes like $1 per hour or $2 per hour. For student, it is free, and whoever wants to use Azure for free, you can also use. Like every month, they will give you some credits, like 5,000 or 10,000 rupees of credits. You can use them monthly. Okay, so this Azure machine learning, I have created one instance. So if you can see, whenever you try to click on this create and create this new workspace, and then you're able to create this record. Okay, so this is under free trial. That means it is free. So I'm using this. So the importance of this Azure Machine Learning Studio is like you can write the code within this web itself. Okay, within this Azure cloud itself, and you can execute the execute the code also within this Azure. Okay, so whenever you start you creating account and start using it, you get familiar day by day. Okay, it's not easy anyway, like from the next classes I'll walk you through like each and every services that are present in Azure, and how to use them. So before that, I will help you to like create the accounts as well, so that it will be like all will be in the same page quickly. Okay, so let's start with the Azure AI first. So today, like I'm going to like go through some of the concepts called NLP. So NLP is nothing but natural language processing. Okay. So these are our agenda. So I don't cover like much topics because of time constraint. So we have these are the topics like what is the introduction of NLP, and what are the processing steps involved here. We have some of the concepts here: word tokenization, sentence tokenization, stop words removal, stemming, lemmatization, and the other two concepts. Okay, so let's understand what is natural language processing. So natural language processing is itself a field, okay, in AI. So as you know, in AI we have ML, machine learning, and we have natural language processing, and we will have neural networks. Okay, these are the main three sub concepts in AI, and one of the concept is called natural language processing. Okay, so what is natural language processing and why we are using it? So natural language processing basically focus on the text information. Okay, so in the world if you see, we will have so many less numbers. I mean, numbers means the computational numbers where we try to like compute like addition, multiplication, subtraction, or any other uh, I mean computation, doing like derivatives and all. So these are numbers, and the other thing is like text. Text means we have paragraphs, we have sentences, we have big documents which consist of text. So in the world, if you see the data, so much of data, like around 80% of data will be in the form of text only, human readable text. Okay, so whenever we are trying to understand that text, I mean, we can understand by reading it, but how a computer can understand? Okay, computer definitely cannot understand the text when we try to directly send this text data to a system in a program. When we try to send it and read it, computers never understand it, especially machine learning models. Okay, machine learning models always require numbers. Data should be in the form of numbers, okay, to consume and train it. So how this NLP language help us is like it will help us to convert the entire text into numbers. Okay, this is as simple as that. This is the meaning why we are using natural language processing. Okay, we try to take the text, we process it, and then we convert them into numbers. Okay, so once it is converted into numbers, then it is ready to consume by the systems or the computers. Okay, so that it will take those numbers, it will try to read them, it will analyze something from those numbers, and it will comes with some output. Okay, again that output will be in the form of text again, so that in the system itself, when we send numbers, automatically the computer understand for the word a what is the number. Okay, let's see one example here. Let's take a is equal to some string. Okay, string, and this will be assigned some value here, 1. Okay, b will be having value called hello, and 2. Okay, let me say hello, good morning. So I have a sentence here. Okay, hello, good morning. So how the NLP tries to process is like it will take this hello, it initially splits this sentence into words. Okay, like hello, good morning. Like this it will send, it will split the sentence entire into some words. Okay, separate words. After separating that, it will assign some value to each of the word. Here the word hello is there. Okay, we're assigning a value 1. That means hello is represented in terms of value 1 converted into numbers. That indicates. Okay, good is converted into number 2, morning is converted into number 3. So this is how the NLP, the natural language processing, help us to convert the text data into numbers. So at the end of the day, we will able to, the computers or system or machine learning models are able to read this data. Okay, so that it can understand. So that is the true meaning of that. So I have written some text here. So, uh, so these are some of the use cases. One is like we will have unstructured data. Okay, unstructured data means the same text will have different forms. Okay, it will be in table form, or it can be in paragraph form, or it can be document form. Okay, they are not read by any computer currently whenever it is in unstructured data. Okay, normally this unstructured data will have, again, in the sentence, say like I have one here. Okay, and then I'm actually going to the second point and I'm mentioning two here. So one comma two, so, and we have commas here, we have hyphens. So all this data comes under, like whenever we have a text forming in this way, we can call that as a unstructured data. Okay, or it can be a text with some tables. Okay, so those type of data we call it as unstructured data. So what we have to do is like, so what NLP will do is like, it will convert this unstructured data to a structured data. Okay, structured data means it will be a pure text like this. Okay, hello, good morning, and all. It will remove the complete commas, it will remove hyphens, it will remove these pointers, everything. Only pure text. It will make sure the text is having a pure text without anything. So that is called a structured data. Okay, and then after we got the structured data, we convert them into vectors. This text data will be converted into vectors. So vectors, don't confuse, vectors is also numbers. Okay, it is also a collection of arrays. You can say like that. Okay, so vectors is nothing but numbers. Okay, and then so NLP where we can use is like, our latest application, which is called generative AI. Okay, the chat GPT. This is built on top of this natural language processing. Okay, so they follow everything, like they convert this unstructured they will take all the data from the world and try to convert this unstructured data into text data, I mean structured data. And then they will be consuming that all the data to I mean converting them into numbers, and that numbers are fed into one of the model called chat GPT. Okay, so this is how the chat GPT was able to understand that and generate the text again as an output. Okay, this is one of the application, and other application is called chatbot. So many of you used the chatbot in any website. It can be like in the banking. Newly we can see like, we got Microsoft AI Copilot, right? This is also one of the chatbot. So Copilot is also built on top of this natural language processing. Using this natural language processing concepts, they are built. Okay, so let me like go through like one or two topics in natural language processing, so that you can understand deeply. So as I told you, our main task in NLP initially is like, we have to convert the unstructured data into a structured data, and then that structured data again we have to convert into numbers. Okay, this is our concept. So we have unstructured data here. We are converting into structured data, and the same structured data we are converting into numbers or vectors. Okay, so going forward I will use the word vectors in instead of numbers. Okay, this is a technical term, like in NLP definitely we only use value like word like vectors, okay, instead of numbers. So numbers is a generic word where everyone can understand. Vectors is something like only few people can understand that. Okay. So let me go to the first concept called tokenization. Okay, tokenization is a concept where, earlier I have explained you what is a list, right? So here we can use that is one of the use case here. So tokenization is nothing but we will have a sentence like this. So first sentence of NLP and second sentence of NLP. Okay, so we are trying to take the sentence, and we are trying to split the sentence on basis on words. Okay, so the splitting of sentence in terms of words is called word tokenization. Okay, this is called word tokenization. And if you see here, we have first sentence of the NLP, second sentence of NLP. This is one sentence. Okay, when we try to split the data into words, this is how our output will be. So this is a list, how I earlier told you, like how the list will operates. It will have this square symbols, and we have words here which are divided. So first is one word, sentence is one word, off is one word, NLP, and we have dot here after NLP, so it is considered as other word, like dot, and the other words will follow. This is how a sentence is converted into words. Okay, this concept is called word tokenization. So as I told you, in this one, we are having one sentence and we are trying to split it, right? So after that, we'll convert them into numbers. So it's the same thing I'm doing here. I'm taking one sentence, I'm splitting them into words.
I have a
Okay.
question here. I have a
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there is a two offs is there in output. So it's going to be a stemming is going to be happen there.
Yeah, it will happen. First, initially, we have to split the sentence into words. Okay. After that, the other methods will follow. As you told, stemming will follow, and then we will follow stop words removal will follow, and other methods called lemmatization will follow. Like this, there are other steps which I'm going to explain you. So those will follow. But the first always the first method is like we have to perform tokenization. Okay, so on basis of tokenization only, we're able to split the sentences into words.
But the
Okay.
output here is a repeated happen off two times. In the original output, it's not going to come into the two times. Only one time it's going to display, right? That word.
You're saying like sentence is repeated two times, right?
Correct. Off. Yeah. See this
Yeah,
one
it will
off. Yeah.
happen. Yeah, the output will
Correct.
come, I mean the
Only
word will
one
come
time
two
only, right?
times. No, two times will get. So we have in this sentence, we have sentences repeated for two times. Okay, so exactly the same pattern it will follow. It won't remove any duplicates. It will have some duplicates. Okay. So first is there, sentence is there, off is there, NLP. And again, in the second sentence, again just trying to split, and we got second and we got sentence word again. Okay. So definitely in the output, the same word will be there again. Okay. So for this, what we do is like whenever this type of words are repeating, we will remove one of the word. Okay, we will remove duplicates so that we will have only unique keywords here. Okay, that we can discuss in the next upcoming concepts. There we have the concept called stop words removal. Okay, duplicates removal. So wherever we have this kind of words getting repeated, we try to remove those duplicates so that we'll have the entire list of words as unique. Okay, so you're clear, right?
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So currently I'm not removing any duplicates. Okay, I'm just
That's
converting the
output. Yeah,
sentence.
that's the
Yeah.
word is output. We need to. This
Yeah.
is not an original output.
Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, we have convert this data, this sentence into a
Just a
words.
splitting. That's one output
Split
is.
it.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
what I mentioned there in a split.
yeah,
The
split.
token is
That's it.
splitting there.
Tokenization, nothing but splitting.
Splitting.
Okay. And then we have one more tokenization called sentence tokenization. Okay. So the sentence tokenization will happen at a sentence level. That means the splitting will happen at the sentence level. Okay, we have this same sentence I'm using as an input. First sentence of NLP, we have dot. That means this is end of first sentence and starting of the second sentence, and the second sentence is second sentence of NLP. So we are having two sentences here. Sentence tokenization, what it does is like it will try to split the entire sentences into sentenced tokenizers, I mean into sentences. Okay, so when we take this input into programming and give it to the sentence tokenization method, you will get this output like first sentence of NLP, comma, second sentence of NLP. Okay, this is how it gets split in sentence tokenization, where the paragraph is splitted into sentences, where in word tokenization the paragraph are splitted into words. Okay, that is the difference. So I hope you're clear. Let me show the example in the coding in Azure, just to have some familiarity like how I'm running it out. Don't worry if you don't understand it. Let I will anyway explain you like how to run and all. So as I told you, the word tokenization concept, right? So I'm taking this sentence in the coding form how it used to be. Sir, I protest. I'm not a merry man. Okay, this is our sentence. So what I'm doing is like I'm trying to use this method called word tokenize. So in C, we have so many libraries, right? Library is nothing but again it comes on the collection of classes. Okay, in the class again we have methods called functions, nothing but functions. In the same way, this word tokenization is a class. Okay, this is something we can NLTK is something like it's a package. Okay, every time we have to install these packages. So how we have in C or C plus plus or Java, we install the packages, right? So the packages are nothing but which are actually built, the classes are built by someone. It's not, it is not built by us. Okay, they're built by someone and we are consuming it. So to do that, definitely we have to get those packages from that external system to our internal system. So for doing that, we have to install the packages, so that when we install it, these packages will comes under our internal storage, so that we can make use of that. Okay, I'm using the package called NLTK. This is one of the natural language processing library, and if you want to install, you have to install like this: pip install NLTK and give some version here. And for importing, we'll use this key import, we'll use the keyword import for importing. So I did import null tk, and here we have in this nltk again I want to import few method. So nltk dot tokenize, from that I am importing the word tokenize. So in real time the word tokenize is nothing but class. Okay, uh, yeah, it's not class. This tokenage is called class and this word tokenage is called method. Okay, so the same method we are importing and using it here in the word tokenization. So if you see the output, uh, what are the sentence we have, it got splitted into words, sentence, so I mean sir, and we have comma, I protest, and we have dot, like this it got converted. Okay, this is how the code will look like. We have to use this NLTK library and import this method called word tokenize. And what are the sentence we are having here, that variable we need to pass it to this word tokenize method. It's as simple as that. Okay, then you can directly print out this word in code, that word, this variable name, so that you will get the output. And similarly we have one more method called sentence tokenage. Okay, so this sentence tokenage help us to split the sentence into sentences. Okay, so we have this example string here. We have a paragraph which is having four sentences. Okay, I mean three sentences here. We have one dot, two dot, and the three dot. So say three sentences are there here. So when we apply this sentence tokenization, for that you need to import this method called sentence tokenize. And in this sentence tokenize, we will pass our example string, nothing but our input. Okay, so once we run that, we will get an output like this. So we have the sentence first, and then the second sentence repeat after comma. Okay, and the third sentence again repeats after comma. This is how splitting is done for sentence tokenization as well. So this is the concept of tokenization. So I hope everyone are able to follow me and understand. If you have any queries, you can come forward and ask me. I can help you clarify that.
I have a questions regarding the course structure. So maybe I can
Okay.
ask in the last, after finishing everything, maybe I can ask the question.
Yeah, I think I will clear up the one more concept called stopwords, and we can stop here so we can discuss. Okay. So we have one more concept called stopwords removal. Okay. So stopwords. What is stopwords? Okay, stopwords are nothing but the words which doesn't have any meaning. Okay, so it they're only used to connect all the sentences, all the words into a sentence, but it doesn't help you, or it doesn't will have hold any meaning there. Okay, so some of the stop words are in. Okay, it is and. So these are the small words. It doesn't make any meaning whenever they're present in the text. Okay, so what we have to do is like we can directly remove them, because since it doesn't have any meaning, so even if we keep them in our sentences or words, or even if we are removing them, like it doesn't matter. Okay, so that is the reason we have these are some of the words in stop words. We can have the other words like the, it, and we have some more like with. Okay, so like this we have so many words which like to us like doesn't make any meaning to the like system or machine learning model. So because of that like we can remove them, so that it is easy for a computer or a system to process the remaining words, because whenever we remove them, the word count gets less, right? So when the word count get less, the execution time will get increased. Okay, that's how it is. So the example I'm covering is like we have this sentence, the same sentence I'm taking, the same example here. First sentence of NLP, second sentence of NLP. Yeah. So as I told you, initially we need to do the word tokenization or sentence tokenization. Here we are performing word tokenization. So after performing the word tokenization, we'll apply the stop word removal method. Okay. Once we apply the stop word removal method, then our output will look like this, where we have first sentence NLP. You can see the word off is missing. That means we have removed using the stop words method, stop word removal method. Okay, we have dot second in sentence, and the off word again it got removed. Okay, don't think since it's a duplicate it is removed, don't think like that. It is something, a word that doesn't make lot of meaning, doesn't make any sense. Okay, that kind of words only will remove it. Okay, so this is how our output will be at last. Once we apply this stop words removal, we are simply removing the like the grammar words, or verb or adverb words. So I'll show you one of the example in the stop words. So this NLTK library has the method stop words. Okay, so the stop words can be in any language. For now, like we are using English, it will be in French or Spanish or any other language. Okay, so we have selected the language as English over here, and in this library, in this particular library called NLTK, these are the stop words. Okay, means whenever we are trying to apply this method stop word, So it will remove all these kinds of words in a list. Okay, we have couldn't, throw, shouldn't, and had, she. So it doesn't hold any lot of meaning. So whenever these words are coming in our sentence or list of words, nothing but in our input, definitely this gets removed. Okay, so one of the example I'm using here is like this is our word, this is our sentence. so so as I told you, the first and foremost method is like definitely we have to perform the word tokenization. So I'm doing that. So after doing this word tokenization, we are trying to iterate in the list. So this is one of the syntax for using for loop in a list. Okay, I will explain you like in the next upcoming classes. So for now, like think like we have like did a word tokenization, so that we'll have some list like this. Like this, we'll have some list, and then for the list, we are trying to apply this library called stopwords. Okay, so when we apply that, we'll have the output like this. So if you closely observe this one, so the word I is missing, and then again the word I is missing, and am is missing, not is missing, a is missing. Okay, it only like considering few words that are important. Okay, so this is how like we perform the stop words, and we remove the stop words. Okay, stop words are important, like we have to remove definitely, because it doesn't hold any meaning. And also if we don't remove it, the length of this list will increase and increase, so that the processing time again will decrease when we have this stop words. Okay, so that we have to definitely remove, so that our execution will get faster, and also the machine learning models are able to understand the important words only. Okay, on basis of important words only, it will try to make a decision. Okay, that's about stop words. So that's it for today. I will stop here. We have so many concepts, so due to time constraints, I'm stopping it here. And like someone asked me like regarding the concepts of the covering on Azure AI. Uh, yeah, can I understand like what queries you have?
So, so total overall, how many days we need to finish this course?
It will take one thing is like whoever joined like they doesn't have any like I mean knowledge on Python programming.
Mhm.
So I need to like do a crash course on that for at least like a week or 10 days. Okay,
Okay.
so after that I can start the other concepts um, like on the Azure AI. So it does take like 30 days. Okay, if not, we can keep a buffer of other 5 days called other 5 days, so that we'll have 35 days there, and 10 days of crash course on Python. So it will be around like 45 days.
So
Okay,
every day in
so
an hour, or how will be every day
so
in an
every
hour?
day it depends. Okay, if the it depends on the topic. Okay, if the topic is small, then like we'll have less time to like explain and help the students understand. If the topics are like having a much better, I mean bigger topic, then it will take much time. So basically what I do is like I'll at least try to cover 1.5 hour out 2 hours. Okay, so that we can make it fast. So whenever the hours becoming larger, it is difficult for people to like consume them and learn that at real time. Okay, so at least 2 hours or 1.5 hour we can maintain, so that after this day, like 1.5 hour of teaching is done, you can go through the concepts which I taught you, and you can learn it again. Okay, this helps you to understand well.
So morning, Monday
So
to Friday, the class Monday to
yeah,
Friday.
yeah, majorly it will be Monday to Friday. Like if you're interested as well, if you want to complete the like this course early, I can take it on Saturdays on some days. Yeah,
Yeah, and one more thing is that the account, right? Coming to the account.
Azure
So
account. Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah.
that is a student account. Anybody can take it, or that must be in enroll into the
Uh, no, I
graduate
definitely like.
university or something like that.
Nothing as such. Normally,
Mhm.
every any student or any like trainer or any
Mhm.
individual can create this account. So for students, basically they have more and more features, more services gets free for them for students. Like for 1 year, when they sign up, they I think they have to provide the debit card details, okay, or any other card details. What they will do is like Microsoft will use them for authentication purpose only, okay. They will only debit 1 rupee so that it gets authenticated and your account gets created. So let me see like how to create the account for student level, and so that in the next class, initially the first case, we'll try to create this Azure account so that we can move forward in the next process.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you told that Azure AI 102, right? 102 certification, correct?
I told you some of the topics I'm not just relating to any certifications here.
Mhm.
uh,
But
yeah,
the heading, your
yeah,
course
I need to,
heading
yeah.
is 102,
Yeah,
correct?
this is
So
102,
mhm.
but I'm not intended to only for 102. I just want to
Yeah,
cover
I know,
all
I
the
know.
topics in
On the
Azure
topic.
AI.
So, but
Yeah.
the 102 certification is a
Hmm.
prerequisite is required for AI 900.
Mm, yes, it is required.
Yeah.
If students want to write that exam, definitely it is required. But like as I told you, I don't see like either it's a 102 or 900. I will explain like all the topics which are
Okay.
important and very relevant. The students has
Mhm.
to understand and know that. So
So,
on basis on that agenda, I will go through.
okay. So you run it into the code snippets, right? That code
Yeah, yeah,
snippet you
right.
are using ID in VS
I'm
Code
using
or Google
no, no.
Colab.
It is ID in Azure only. If you can see
Oh,
the
okay.
website
Mhm.
ml.azure.
Okay.
So in Azure only, we have this service called Azure Machine Learning Studio.
Okay.
So in order to get some familiarity, I'm running in these notebooks, where in the Jupyter we can create notebooks, right? So in the same way, we can create the notebooks also here, and we can execute our code. Okay, so that people will get familiarity and how to use this Azure account.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, yeah, correct.
So for that case.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all for me, the questions. So that if anybody have a questions, they can ask it. Yeah, I'm good with it. Thank you.
So I hope everybody is good with the concepts which I explained you. If you have any queries, definitely you can come ahead and you can ask me. So everyone is good, right?
How about the you are going to give a recordings or like a PDFs or you
Okay.
are going to share or something like that?
I will share the documents anywhere. So what are the courses I'm explaining? Every time I'm creating the documents like in the form of PPT or PDFs. So definitely I'll share this all those documents along with the notebooks as well. Like if you can see in my Azure, I'm using this notebook, right? So I will also share you this code notebooks as well. Okay. So every day once the topic is completed, to the relevant topic, I will send that notebook and the PPT or PDFs. Okay. And then like if you want the recordings, I think the visual team like Harshida can help us so that they'll save it and they can provide you. So clear, right? So can we can wrap up this call, right?